It's such a privilege to welcome you to the Shakespeare Memorial Lecture. I'm Anna and I work for the Create Centre here at the University of Sydney, where we support research into creativity in all its aspects. Every year, the Create Centre arranges this lecture as advocates for all the wonderful things that valuing the creative work of the past can offer to the present and to the future. This year, we must thank the Chau Museum, an institution which shares these values, for hosting us in their space. But first, of course, I must begin by acknowledging that the land on which we meet is that of the Gadigal people. It always was, always will be Aboriginal land, and so we acknowledge with humility and gratitude the authority of elders past and present and the continued custodianship of First Nations people, including and especially those present in the room today. This land was never ceded, and so this also places us right now in the country of the oldest storytellers. No culture has been sharing and passing on tales of humanity longer than the First Nations of this land. Which brings me to our speaker tonight, who is a leader among storytellers, dramatic artists, and those working for Indigenous language survival, as well as being a leading expert in Shakespeare in performance and Shakespeare in translation, which is really the coming together of everything we care about here in our speaker tonight seems incredibly fortuitous. And so Kylie Bracknell is of the Noongar people of Western Australia. She is an actor, theatre maker, writer, producer, translator, poet and director. She's a 2020 recipient of the prestigious Sydney Myer Performing Arts Award. Kylie has long been a face of Indigenous language survival in Australia, including hosting the early childhood television program Wabin Time on NTIV. She received critical acclaim for her groundbreaking language reclamation film, Fist of Fury Noongar Da, the first international feature to be dubbed in an original language of Australia. And you can listen to her TED Talk aimed at raising awareness of Australia's Indigenous languages. Significantly for us, Kylie played the role of Juliet way back in 2008 and has never left Shakespeare since. She took her translations of 6 of Shakespeare's sonnets into the endangered Noongar language of southwestern Australia. She translated the sonnets into Noongar and took them then to the Shakespeare's Globe Theatre in London and performed them for the Globe to Globe Festival, which was a celebration of Shakespeare in translation as part of the 2012 Cultural Olympiad, thus placing Australia's First Nations alongside translated performances from all around the world. She later performed these poems on national television for the ABC's Shakespeare Special program on Q&A, the first time Noongar language was heard on mainstream television. Kylie showed not only that her very ancient language is a living language, but that the best of the modern world is that stories can now go all the way around the globe and back home again. Not satisfied with resting on the poet's laurels, she then went on to reimagine Shakespeare's Macbeth through her award-winning stage adaptation, co-translation and direction of Hecate, which you will hear about tonight. The full play is published in her first book, Shakespeare on the Noongar Stage, Language, Revitalisation and Hecate, co-written with Clint Bracknell. Kylie led Yirrayakan Theatre Company's development of this project, which was also worked on in collaboration with Bell Shakespeare, premiering Hecate to the world at Perth Festival in 2020. However, that staging of Shakespeare in Noongar should not be seen as a conclusion but a beginning, because Kylie has now established the possibilities for Shakespeare or any other poetic or dramatic author in translation into any language of the world, and in particular the First Nations language of this land. Tonight we'll hear this language spoken, hear about Kylie's process and witness what Shakespeare can mean when his stories are born anew into spaces unimagined by his audience at the time, but which have been keeping stories all along. Kylie is an artist who brings joy, care and understanding into the world through her writing and performing in ways that are unique to her talents and experience. In addition, she has for many years been a leader in modern Shakespeare performance, demonstrating how his words supply creative fuel for whatever expression the moment needs. And so to you, as people with a love for this adventure in storytelling, I'm delighted to give you Kylie Bracknell.